Okay, so I'm going to do a problem that's almost the same thing. I've just changed the numbers so that if you follow my steps, I should be able to get to the same answer. And at the time making this video, interest rates are much higher now. I think it's like 5.5 or 6%, something like that, which can drastically increase, as interest rates continue. It can increase your monthly payments. But okay, so we got this person taking out a loan for $220,000. And they're paying $1,400 a month. Now, our first goal is to calculate how much we need to be charged in interest per month. And that's where we can use this pre-built formula I have for you. Okay, if you've taken a math class before, you might remember a compound interest formula. That's what this is. It's rearranged when compound interest is compounding just yearly. So it's like a simplification, but it's still a pretty good approximation for what actually happens. Okay, so how much interest do we owe after 30 days? It's important to note that t is in years. So 30 days is obviously not years, so that's why we have to convert t into years. This is the fraction of a year we're talking about, right? 30 days out of 365 days in a year. So that's approximately, where's my calculator? Divided by 3, that's approximately 0.082. You can round to the third decimal place if you want. 0.082. Okay, so we need to plug that in for t in the formula. We need to plug this in for our principal because that's the starting amount of the loan. And we need to, let's see, the interest rate is 0.04 as a decimal. So we need to plug that into the formula. Oops, I want that back. Go back. There we go. Okay, so that looks like this. The interest is $220,000. And this isn't super neat the way I'm writing it, so feel free to write your problem on paper. That's totally fine. You can upload a picture of the paper or whatever's easiest for you. As long as I can read it, I'm happy. So look, I plugged in the decimal form of the percentage in for R. I'm going to plug in 0.082 in for t. And then we're going to subtract that by 220,000. Oh, I ran out of room. So it's really an order of operations thing. Order of operations says we're supposed to do parentheses first. Let's do that, and we'll copy everything else down. So that's 1.04 to the 0.082 power minus 220,000. And the order of operations says exponents come next, so we're going to plug in 1.04, and then we're going to raise it. So this button on the Windows calculator is how you raise it to a power of 0.082. I think I'm going to start typing because it's getting less and less legible with my computer. You don't have to carry out this many decimals probably, but... Okay, so we got 220,000, and then this is what we got when we raised it to the 0.082 power. That's probably too many decimals, but with compound interest, it is always good to carry out decimals because it can drastically change after a lot of calculations. Can make that bigger for you too. Oops, too big. Okay, it's too big to fit, so let's round this. There we go. Okay, now it fits on the screen. And so multiplication comes next. So we've got to do 220,000 times that decimal result we just got from using the exponent. And now subtraction, and we're done for part A. $708.69 when we round to the nearest cent for my problem. How much interest did they owe? I just used the formula for I for interest, and I got $708.69. That's what I'd write for part 1. And please show your work. That way, if you get it wrong, I can still give you, I give a lot of partial credit if I see students are on the right way. Okay, part 2, how much of that first monthly payment goes to the principal? So this is a part that actually might be hard for younger students. Look, if you pay $1,400 every month for your mortgage, they usually roll your taxes and insurance in it. So you got to take out the $270 for tax and insurance, and then take out the money that we just calculated goes to interest, $708.69. And that's it for part 2. Whatever's left over, you're paying $1,400 a month for your home. It's only chipping away $421 at your total loan balance. You got $220,000 you owe. You just gave $1,400, but only about $400 of those dollars goes to the $2,200 that you owe. $220,000. Wow, I've been saying that number wrong, I think. $220,000. Okay, part 3 is just asking you to repeat those steps, just with different numbers. So I equals P1 plus 0.04, and that's to the power of, oops, I'm going to use computer notation here, that's the power of 0.082 we saw, divided by 90,000. So you're repeating the calculation just with a different principle. Just so you can see the impact, I'm going to do it all in one step here. It's so that you can see the impact of what happens when you have a smaller loan balance. Okay, so a much smaller loan balance, we have a much smaller amount going to interest. So that's how much goes to interest every month. How much goes to the principal? Well, we're still given $1,400. Take out the taxes and insurance, which is probably, that's a really low estimate. Probably taxes and insurance is probably higher than $289.91. So for my problem, I've got $840.09 going to the principal under part 3. Okay, and that's it. That's all you got to do. So if you show those steps, even if you get it wrong, I'll still give you a lot of credit, as long as I see you're going in the right direction.